Good morning, guys. Let's get started. Let's look at the yesterday homework. Did anyone tried writing the iterator on the hash map? Yes, no, or do you need more time?
Yes.
I mean, yes for what? More time?
Yeah, I tried.
Okay, you have tried. Were you able to write?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you are iterating through the key and then the value, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. And share your program in the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
And have you also tried this one, this example?
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the output here?
First we will get M1 of B,
Yeah.
then M2 of B.
Now I am talking about A1.M3. What is the output?
A1 dot M3. M3 of A.
Okay. Will it work or will it give a compilation error?
A1 of M3, right, sir? A1 equals to new B, right?
Yes.
A1 dot M3, we will get M3 of A. It will not give compiled error.
Okay. What about A1.M2?
It will give compiled error.
Yeah. So let's discuss this now. Yeah. So yesterday we have discussed about the copy and write array list, copy and write array set. And why are we using the copy and write array list and copy and write array set?
Concurrent modification
Overcome the concurrent exception.
To get rid of the concurrent modification exception, right?
Yes.
Now, so in the copy and write array list or copy and write array set, we don't get a concurrent modification exception. What is the reason?
segment level, it will.
That is about a segment level lock. That is about a concurrency, like it's a fastness, right? But
Actually, the modification will be done on the original this one, but in the snapshot we won't do any.
yeah, whenever you call a iterator on the concurrent modification collection, what happens? So generally, whenever you call the iterator method, what it will have, this iterator will have expected mod count variable. And then whenever you do structural modification, mod count will increment. In the next method, previous method or set method, what are they checking? If the mod count is not equal to the expected mod count, they will throw the concurrent modification exception. But when it comes to the copy and write array list, what are we doing? So in the copy and write array list, there is no concept of expected mod count. And whenever you call the iterator method, what the iterator is doing? Is it using the original collection or is it creating a new collection?
It's in the original collection. It is a copy of that one.
Yeah. So whatever the original collection is there, the similar data will be added to one more collection that is called as a snapshot, right? And whenever you are iterating, you are getting a data from which collection? From snapshot. And while iterating, if you are adding a data or removing a data, that data will go to the snapshot or original collection. Original, correct? That means, can I say you're adding a data is going into the one set of collection framework or data structure, and while you are iterating, it's a different data structure, correct?
Yes.
Now, can I say, so the concurrent modification exception is not shown because the structural modification is not impacting the iteration, because it is so for iteration there is a separate collection. For adding the data, there is a separate collection. Hence, we don't get a concurrent modification exception in a copy and write array list. And why it is different from the synchronization is synchronization entire list will be locked. But in the copy and write array list or concurrent hash map or copy and write array set, segment level lock will happen. Okay. Now, apart from that, we also looked at generics. Why are we using the generics, guys?
Type safety.
Class cast exception, to avoid a class cast exception.
Yeah.
Type cast.
That is called that to avoid the type class cast exception is called as a type casting issues. And Other one is a type safety, to get rid of the type safety and typecasting. If you don't provide, so what is this now? Whenever you say typecasting and type safety, they will ask you, what is a typecasting? Okay. Now, can someone tell me what is a typecasting issue?
When we have, for example, priority will be, for example, if you are downcasting to object to to an integer, at that time it works. But if you are downloading from, you are downcasting from that means high priority to low priority, will get a typecast exception.
Yeah. So in array list, how do you get? See, if I do not use any generics, what is the collection framework definition? Collection framework is used to group the objects together. It doesn't matter what object, correct? It can group, I mean, like it can hold integer, long, double, employee, department, or any user defined object, correct? Yeah. So here in this example, we have grouped multiple objects together. But whenever you do this, and in middle, some other person of my teammate and coming and adding some other code, then your existing code will throw the typecasting issue, correct? Which is a runtime exception. So now, in order to overcome this typecasting issue, type safety issue, generics have been provided in the Java. By using these generics, what happens?
We can't allow another objects. That means same objects only, homogeneous objects only we can store.
Yeah. If you try to store something else, what happens?
Compile time error will come.
And there is no casting issue, right? There is no safety also. I mean, type safety is also provided. You can only add one type, and typecasting issue also will be get ridden. Hope you understand. So this is what this one. And we also looked at in the project, we create a object like this, correct? But why are we not doing this one? In order to discuss this, this is the homework I have given. Now let us look at this one. Now let me create a class called A. A class. Let's create public void M1. I'm just creating a one method called M1. A class M1 method. Let me create M3. A class M3 method. Okay. Now let me create another class called B. So now I want to say B extends A. Whenever I write B extends A, what is that OOP principal name, guys?
Parent class methods also visible in child class.
So it is called as a
Inheritance.
inheritance. Now, whenever I'm overriding, what does it mean?
So
M1 B class M1 method. Okay. Now I also have written, I will write public void M2, right? B class M2 method. Let me create a main method. Now in main method, see, you have how many classes are there here? 2 classes. Now, what are the possibilities that you can create? A equal to new A. Now, can someone tell me if whenever I'm doing this, I'm creating an object of which class?
parent class.
Class.
A class. A class means it's a
Parent.
parent, correct? Now, parent is A, child is B. Now, whenever I'm creating a parent class object, now here can I say directly all the see here I'm trying to access I'm trying to create an object of A outside of A class, correct? Inside B, right? Now what kind of methods I can access? Non-private methods, correct? Right, look at here. I'm able to access M1 A dot M3, correct? Now will I be able to access M2?
No.
Because in A class you do not have a M2 method itself, correct? And you are creating an object of this class. See, whenever you're creating an object of a class, what happens? All the methods, all the non-private methods only you can access it, correct? Now, this is a purely just creating an object. Now let me like this. If I do like this, B equal to new B, what does it mean?
Creating object for B class.
So that means it's a child class. Now,
Okay.
whenever I'm creating a child class object, what happens? I can call the parent class methods as well as a child class methods, right? Now, if I say b.m1, from which class I will get output?
B class.
Why B class? Why not A class?
We are
Yeah,
overridden the class.
We have overridden. So sometimes you might get confused. In order to remember this, let's look at here. So here, first, which class in line number 19, which class object you are creating?
Parent class.
A
class.
parent class, right? Now, and you are calling on top of that parent class method, you are calling M1 method. Now, what the compiler will do is, first, it will go to the A class. Now, in the A class, do you have a M1 method? Yes, it will go there. Okay. Now, similarly, now in line number 23, what object you are creating? B class. Now, on top of that, you are calling a M1 method. First, it will check whichever the class that you are creating, in that class, whether this method is present or not. So, do you have a M1 method in this class?
Yes.
So, then it will be calling this one. If not, then it will go to the parent. It will check whether does it have any inheritance relationship. Now, in this scenario, B extends A, then it will go to the parent class and then it will check that does the method is there in the parent class. Now, if I say B.M3, do I have M3 method? Say first it will check in a B class. Do I have M3 method?
No.
Then it will go to the what is the parent for this B?
A.
It will go here and then it will get the output. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So now, if I say B.M2, from where I will get output?
B class.
B class. So that means first it will check what is the object you are creating, B class, and it will go here. Do you have M2 method? Yes. Now these are generally we use it. But now what am I doing? A1 equal to new B. So here what am I doing here? I am creating an object to the child class, but I am referring it to a parent class, right? Now let us look at A1.M1. Again, the same thumb rule here. Which class I am object I am creating?
B class.
Now, and that is object is this one. On top of that object, I am calling a M1 method. Then first where it will go?
B class.
B class. Do I have a M1 method?
Yes.
And I'll get output, correct? Now, can I say that means whenever you're creating an object of child and referring it to the parent, if you call the method, then all the overridden methods you can call. Okay, done. Now, A1.M3. Where is the M3 is present? Do I have M3 here?
No.
No. Then it will go to the M3 here. Correct? Done. Okay. Now, and apart from that, A1.M2. Am I able to call?
No.
So I'm getting a compilation error. Okay. Now, so because see, whenever you are creating a child object and referring it to a parent, what does it mean? You can access all the parent class methods, correct? See, in the parent class, what are the methods are there? M1 and M3. Okay, you can access, see, you're alone, you're accessing M3, and if a method that is present in a parent and child, that is called overridden. That means you can access a overridden methods and you can access a parent class methods. But can you access only the child class methods? No, right? So that's the beauty of creating this. Now, what is the advantage of this? Now, let us create. Now, what is the, so now, if I take array list, can I say array list is a class?
Yes.
And it is implements?
List interface.
Now, in this scenario, in this example, array list is child, correct?
Yes.
And list is parent. Now, if I create a, now let me write in a comment. Now, if I create a object like this, list L equal to new array list. Now, can I say that I am following the same thing like above?
Yes.
See here, A is parent. Parent P equal to new child. So can I say that I am following the, I am creating an object of child class and referring it to a parent. Now in the list interface, it's an interface. Now that means, can I say whatever the abstract methods or whatever the methods are there, I can access, correct? all these abstract methods are overridden in an array list, correct? Now that's the reason if I say L1 dot add 10, where it will go, the control, will it go to the add method of an interface or add method of array list?
Add method.
Array list.
Because in the list interface, there is a add method, correct? But can I say, is this the method overridden in the array list?
Yes.
Yes. So the control will go to, if I do debug, it will go to the array list class add method. Same thing is happening here also, correct? When I say a1.m1, where the control is going, m1 method, that is overridden. That means, am I able to access the overridden methods? Yes. Now, in an array list, whenever I'm trying to override, in an array list class, in the first class, whenever we have looked at in the get method, what does in the get method takes an index. Now my array list size is 10 and get of 15. Will it work?
No, it won't work.
Now again, same example, array list size is 10 and I'm trying to remove of 15. Will it work?
No, it won't work.
In these two methods, what is the logic I have to check first?
You have to check the size of the index.
Yeah, the index that you have passed to this method should be within the, should be less than the array length and should not be negative, correct?
Yes.
Now, see, since this method is common, like the same check I have to write in two methods. Can I write it as a separate method so that I can use the code duplication will not happen, right? See, if you look at here, objects.checkIndex, what this method will do? Internally, it will check, see, if the length and the grade is, if the index is greater than the length, it will return for, throw the exception. If it is within the length or if the index is less than 0, it will throw the exception, right? Now, say that means in the get method and remove method, I have to write the same functionality, correct? Now, whenever I'm writing the same functionality, so I will write that as a public method or private method. Now, can I say that that is an internal implementation I'm writing? I should not allow anyone to access it. Am I right? Yes or no? Now, if I look at, let's go to the custom array list. Now here, if you look at, guys, in the remove method, where is the get method? See, in the get method, I'm writing this condition. Now, so in the remove method also, I should write this. Now, in some other methods also, I can get a requirement to add this. Now, can I keep this method as a separate method? Let's keep it as a public check. Okay. Void. Now, can I call these methods here? Can I call this method here? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Now, same method can I call in the remove method also? Okay, done. Now, whenever I call this method, do I need to give the access this method to the user? Like user in the sense, assume that this is the array list that we have written. Now you are a developer and you are using. Do you need to have access to this method?
No.
No, you should not, correct? What do you have to have access? Whatever the methods that are present in a list interface, which are overridden, only those methods you should be able to access it, correct? And remaining methods, why am I writing this method? This is my internal implementation, correct? Internally, I'm writing to check something, correct? Now, does the developer, should I give the access to the developer?
No.
No, that means it's a security, right? So you should not give the access. Now, similarly, look at here. See, we have a, see here, do I have a, it's a private method you cannot access. Okay. So there are so many methods. Let's see. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, whenever I'm creating an object like this, So I can access all the overridden methods. Okay. And all the, in a list interface, I have some default methods, right? From Java 1.8 onwards, some default methods have been added in the interface. Am I right? Look at here. This off method is a default method or static method. What are the default methods? Let's do. Yeah. So if I want to access this replace all, can I call? Look at here. L1 dot replace all. Correct. I want to pass some lambda expression, but am I able to call the parent class method? See here.
Yes.
So you are able to call the overridden methods. You are able to call the parent class methods. But can you call only the method that is created in the child class? You cannot. That means, can I say you are providing a security? So that is the one advantage why you have to create an object like list L equal to new array list. Okay. Now another example is, now I have a method called static void display. Okay. Now this method, I'm writing two methods, guys. I'm writing show method. Now here in the show method, I'm passing array list. L. Now here I'm passing the, not the array list, I'm passing the list. Okay. Now from my main method, I'm calling this method. Now, if I call the display, now I'm creating a list integer a equal to new array list. Okay. Now let me create, I think a is already there, maybe a1. Let's create a2. Now this is a vector. Okay. Now let me create a3 as a now linked list. Or we know that copy and write arrays, let us see. Now can I say these three are different objects? A1, A2, A3? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. Now A2, A4, A3. These three are different objects. Now if I call the display method, can I pass A4?
Yes.
Okay. Now can I pass A2?
Yes.
Can I pass A3?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not getting a compilation error. Why? Because see, what does the display method is accepting? List interface, which is a parent. Now, whenever you are creating a child object and referring it to a parent, that means you can pass all the child classes, correct? See, display method can accept, it can accept array list, it can accept a vector, it can accept a copy and write array list. Because for you are creating an object of a child class and referring it to a parent. But if I am writing a method like this, show, okay. Now in the show method, what I'm accepting, or in the show method also, now let me create an object like this. If I am creating an object like this, okay, let's put a5. Okay. Now to the show method, I can pass, or else in the show method, let's keep list only. Now show a5. And then let me write array list. Okay. Now in the show method, what this method is accepting? Array list. So array list is an object a5 you are passing. Now can I pass a4 here?
Yes.
A4.
No.
No,
Okay,
sir.
that means if you are using which one is good, guys? Creating an object like 45 number is good, or creating object of 47, 48, 49 is good?
47, 48, 49 is good.
The reason for that is, maybe, for example, you have written a method like this, okay, some method, and this method is taking a parent reference. Okay. Now, currently you are passing a array list object. In future, there is some other requirement is coming, and you wanted to accept the vector also. You wanted to accept the linked list also. You don't need to change the method signature. Am I right? For example, if I am using like this, now if I want to, in future, if I want to pass the vector, or if I want to pass the copy and write array list, can I say I have to accept one more parameter like this? Yes or no? Hope you understand, guys. So the first advantage of creating an object like this is you can, so with this object, you can access the overridden methods of a child class, only methods present in a parent class, but only methods present in a child class you will not be able to access. This is the inheritance principle. I'm just explaining. Now, another importance is, so whenever you have a method which is taking a parent reference, then you can pass any child class. Only when that is possible, only whenever you're creating a child class object and then referring it to a parent. So this is the reason in your project, you can see you will create an object like this, but not like this. Okay, this will be holding true for all the collection interfaces like map, set, hash map, linked hash map, anything. Okay, any questions?
No, got it.
So Govindarajan, do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, fine. So what you can do, you just go through the previous videos and then I'll be explaining slowly, but just go through as much as possible. And the next weekend, I'll keep a entire session and it would be good for you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So if, for example, today, if you have gone through 1 or 2 videos and in that you have a question, you write it down and then you can ask me in next class also. You don't need to wait for next weekend. In the next weekend, I'll explain, but in middle, whenever you go through any video, you don't need to wait. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Now let's now there is one more thing. So we have looked at a hash map, hash set and all. Is the hash map ordered?
No.
No.
There is another concept called linked hash map, correct?
Yes.
Now, is the linked hash map ordered? Yes, it will follow the insertion order. Now, why it is ordered? Internally, it uses a double linked list. Again, in order to understand, you need to know what is a linked list. So this linked list, linked hash map, and then there are some questions asked in the interview. Write a program to sort the hash map by keys. Write a program to sort the hash map by values. So these are the questions that is most frequently asked. Did anyone guys get this question in any of the interview?
Yes, almost all of the interviews.
Yeah. So I'll be explaining this one. So generally, why say here, for example, I will give you the list. Okay, array list. We already have the array list right here. Now I have the A4. Now in A4 dot add 10, 0, 1, 15, 12, 21. Now if I print, what is the output I will get? A4. I will get 10, 0, 1, 15, 12, 21. Correct? Yes or no? Array list follows the insertion order. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Now my question is, write a program to sort the array list by ascending. They can ask you descending also, but for time being, I'm asking ascending. Now, what do you guys do?
Collection class.
Yeah. So in the collections, see, you can convert this into array and you can do the sorting algorithm also. Okay. Now, but sorting algorithm, you do not know at this point of time. So there is, collection is an interface so all the list, map, set, and then queue, all these are extending from collection interface. Similarly, there is a class called collections. See, it's a class. Collection is an interface, which is a singular. See, and this collections is a class. Now, in the initial version of Java, so collection is an interface, collections is a class. in this collections class, there is a method called sort. What does this sort method is accepting? Look at here.
List.
List means, can I pass a array list, vector, copy and write array list?
Yes.
Yeah. Now here, what does this method, sort method will do is, now can I pass this A4 here?
Yes, we can.
Now, and after that, if I do sysout, A4, what is the output I will get? It is
It's
sorted.
Sorted.
Yeah. So that means this, in order to sorted list. Now let's run the program and see. Somewhere null point exception 1708. Where it is p.java 44. Okay, let me comment this code. Okay. Yeah. Can I say, is it sorted, guys? See, sorted list is output 0, 1, 10, 12, 15, 21. It is sorted, correct? Now, I want to sort in a reverse order. This is a ascending order, correct? Now, I want to do it in a descending order. Does anyone know? So in the same collections class itself, there is a method called reverse order. Do you see? Do you see one method called reverse order? Yes or no? Yes, you can call this method. Collections dot sort. See here in the sort method. See, can I say this is an overloaded method? The sort method. There are two methods, correct? Now, what is the difference between a first method and second method?
First method, it is taking only a list. So in second method, it's taking a list and the comparator clicking on the.
Yeah.
comparator.
So yeah, there is some concept of comparator or comparable in Java, right? Now
Yes,
let us understand that. So it is not a collection one, but I'm just trying to explain, okay? Because these are the questions that will be asked in the interview. Now, first one is a list object. I will pass A4. Now, second object, I need a comparator. Now, in the collection class, if just now I have shown you a reverse order. If you look at the reverse order method, what is the return type of this method?
Comparator.
So can I call this method directly there? Correct? It is returning, if I call this method, then it is returning a comparator, and that sort method is also expecting a comparator, correct? Now, can I do like this?
Yes.
Collections dot
Reverse
order. If I do like this, what this collections dot reverse order is returning? Comparator. And that comparator is there written here, correct? Now let us run the program. Let's put this here. Now let's put this sorted list descending. Now let's run the program. Am I getting a descending order also?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is good. So this is how you can sort the array list, correct? In the array list, do I have one element or multiple elements? I mean, whenever I'm adding an element, how many parameters I can pass?
One.
Only one. That means you can see, this is the question that they can ask. But in the hash map, whenever you're putting an element, how many things you are passing?
Key and value.
Key and value. That means, can they ask, write a program to sort the hash map by keys and write a program to sort the hash map by values, correct? Yes, in order to know, now let us understand, there are something called comparable and comparator in Java, correct? Now this is good. My array list is taking integer. Now, can I create an array list like this? List employee. Employee is a class. Emp list equal to new array list. Okay. Now, can I create an array list like this?
Yes.
Now, if I create an array list, what should I allow? What should I add?
Only employee objects.
So now whenever I add an employee object, what does the employee object is containing? Employee name,
employee
ID name, ID. Now, whenever you have employee name, employee ID, phone number, address, can they ask a question like this? Write a program to sort employee list by employee ID, correct?
Yes.
Now they may ask you another thing. Write a program to sort employee list by employee name also, correct? Then will this work then? Now let us see. Let me create different employees. Employee equal to new employee. Okay, now let me pass 1, 2, 3. Okay. In the employee class, let me add the employee name also. Do I have an employee name? No. Let me add string emp name. Guys, I'm going slowly only, right? Everyone able to understand the way I'm coding? Or
Yes,
should I
yes.
go right slowly?
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. What about others, guys?
Yes, sir.
Sachin, Rashmi, Raj, Niti.
Yeah, it's fine, sir.
Yeah, fine.
Whenever you think that I'm going little fast, please let me know. Or, okay, I'll go slow. See, the reason I'm writing the code in front of you guys to make you understand. Okay. But if that purpose is not fulfilled, then there is no meaning for me to write, right? So, see, I'm just creating a variable called string employee name and then creating a set of getters. In order to create a set of getters, right click, go to source. See, you can write, see, like this, I can write public void. I can write like this, but there is a shortcut in the Eclipse. What is that? IntelliJ also there is a shortcut, or Eclipse also. Now right click, go to source, generate getters and setters. Okay, click on this. Now it will show you all the setters and getters. See, employee ID it is already having, so it is not showing. Now currently I have employee name. Select it. See here you can see after employee name field in getters and setters. Click on generate. It has generated. Look at here. It's a shortcut. Okay. Now, apart from that, let me create a constructor also, correct? See, currently, where is the constructor? Yeah. See, this is a constructor. It is accepting one element. But I want to create a constructor which takes employee ID and employee name also. How can I do? I can write manually. Okay. Or else, right click, source. Do you see one field called generate constructor using fields? Click on this. See, whichever the fields you want to include in the constructor, select it. And then click on generate. See, does it create it? Employee ID, employee name? Yes. Now in this one, I'll write 1, 2, 3 and employee name Karthik. 1, 2, 4, employee name Harish. Okay. Now can someone tell me your name? Anyone?
Sachin.
Sachin. Next,
Ganesh.
Ganesh. Next, please.
Akash.
Okay. Done. I have now. So let me. So these are the employees. Now, let's do E2, E3, E1, E4, E5. Now let me add the data. First, I will add E5, correct? E5. E4, E3, E2, E1. Okay, done. I'm adding the data. Now, if I print sys out emp list, okay, what it will print? It will call the toString method, correct? And let us see the output. Am I getting, see, can I say I am getting an insertion order, correct? So let me do E3 first, E4, E5, E1, E2. Okay. Now let's run the program. See, guys, is it ascending or descending by employee ID or something?
Insertion order.
It is a insertion order, correct? It is neither the ascending nor the descending, correct? Now I am asking the program. Now, so I want to write, see, now let's write this code. Write a program to sort the employee list by employee ID and employee ID ascending. If this is a question asked, again, same thing. You have a list. Now, can I use a collection.list, collection.sort method? Let's try. collection dot sort. Now sort method is accepting list interface, correct? List object. Now can I say my employee list is also a list object? Yes. Let's pass here. Why am I getting a compilation error? Here in this line number 65, I did not see any compilation error. But here I am getting a compilation error. Why?
It's not extending comparable. I mean, customized.
Yeah, why? Why?
We have two properties in the employee list.
Yeah. Yes, yes, two properties are there. Yes.
But sorting allows only one parameter.
Yeah, you are coming close to the answer, but yeah, allows. See here. Now, for example, now whenever I call the sort method, what are the generics you are passing to this A4?
Integer.
Integer, correct? Now, instead of integer, can I keep double,
Yes.
long, anything? So what now we need to understand what happens in the sort method. Now, if you look at the sort method signature, okay. Now, if you look at here, list of T, what is the T I have passed here?
Integer.
Employee.
Integer. It's a now earlier. Okay, integer. Now look at here. Integer extends comparable. Something they are written. Right. Now let us go to the integer wrapper class. Does the integer wrapper class implementing a comparable interface?
Yes.
Now in the comparable, whenever you are implementing a comparable interface, what method you need to override? Compare. Yeah. Compare to method. Correct. Now we have they overridden the compare to method? Yes. Internally they are calling one method called compare. Now this is the logic they have written. Correct. What is the logic? This one. This is a ascending order. This is called natural sorting order. All the wrapper classes like see this compare. See if you look at the double also. Double wrapper class. Is it implementing a comparable interface?
Yes.
Yeah. So that means all the wrapper classes are implementing a comparable interface. And if you look at a collections.sort method, whatever the generics that you are passing, can I say it should extend comparable interface? That means either it should implement a comparable interface or comparator interface, correct? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
If you look at the signature here, now from the line number, let's see, from the line number collection.sort, I passed A4. What is a A4? It's a list of integer. So what is the generics I'm passing here? Integer. If I go to this method, list of T, can I say this T is replaced by integer now?
Yes.
Now if you look at this before this method, if you look at here, what they are expecting, T extends comparable. That means if it is a T is a interface, then it should extend. If it is a T is a what do you call class, then it should implement, correct? That means whatever generics that you are passing, either it should extend the comparable interface or comparator interface, correct? I mean implements. Yes or no? Now, since integer wrapper class, double wrapper class, all the wrapper classes are implementing a comparable interface. That's the reason you are not getting a compilation error, right? Now, when it comes to the employee, does my employee is implementing any interface, comparable or comparator? No. So then that's the reason I'm getting a compilation error, right?
Yes.
Now let us see. Now that means that means whenever you are using a sort method, you can pass a list object, but that list of in the list, whatever the generics that you are providing, can I say that it should implement comparable interface or comparator interface?
Yes.
That's the first thing. If you are using a wrapper classes, there is no problem. But in our real-time project, do we use a wrapper classes or user-defined objects?
User-defined.
So you are if you want to do any sorting logic, then your user-defined class should implement comparable or comparator. You go back after the class, you go back and look at the user-defined classes. Always it will implement the serializable interface and then the comparable or comparator interface, and they will override the compare to method. Okay, because whenever you want to do the sorting logic, it will be useful. Now let us see the difference. The most frequently asked question also, what is the difference between a comparator and comparable? and then we'll come back to this topic. See, the difference between a comparator and comparable is also important because so many people will get confused when to use what. Now let's write quickly 0629. So can someone tell me what are the differences, guys? Whatever you know.
Comparable present in Java.lang package.
Yeah, comparable. First, the package. It is present in java.lang package. Yes. This is present in java.util package. Okay, let's see. Yeah, integer. If you look at the integer, yeah, see implements comparable. Where the comparable is present, guys, what is the package? Java.util package, correct? Now, similarly, Control Shift T, comparator. See, do you see, can I say it is a java.util package? Yes. Now, what is the abstract method in the compare to? In the comparator, what is an abstract method?
Compare to is the abstract method.
Compare method, correct? Compare method is abstract. Compare abstract method. And how many arguments does the compare method is taking? 2. Okay. Now, what is the abstract method in this one? Compare to. And it takes only one argument, T1. Okay. Now. So, and the other one is all the wrapper classes are implementing comparable. So this one, user developer should use this to provide the logic, correct? Okay. Now let's see how. Now here, so now so whenever you're using a sorting collection.sort method, what is the prerequisite? Whatever the generics that you're using in a list interface, that generic should implement comparable. Now let's implement comparable. Whenever I implement the comparable object, what should I do? Comparable generics is employee. I have to override compare to method, correct? Add unimplemented method. See it, compare to method has come. Done. Now in this compare to method, so by default it will call. So whenever from the collection.sort, automatically it will check whether your employee class is implementing a comparator. If it is implementing, then compare to method will be called by default. Now here I will write by default ascending order by employee ID. That is the logic I will write. Okay. Now let's copy this code from the integer. Compare to. Okay. Okay, don't worry. I'm just copying the code, same thing, whatever is there from the integer class. Okay. And then I will modify later. Okay. Now let's keep now. Okay. Now let's write this logic. Let me keep. Let me pass this object and then the EMP. Let me make it as a EMP. Let me pass that EMP object. Okay. Now in this compare to method, what I will take this as an employee. This is also employee. These are two employee objects. Now what I will do, X dot get employee ID and then Y dot get employee ID. Then I will say X dot get employee ID and Y dot get employee ID. Correct? Can I say the compilation errors are gone? Yeah. What is the logic I am implementing? This is a sorting ascending order of employee ID. Now let's go to the B class. See, do you see the compilation error is gone?
Yes.
Now after this, let me see, I'm printing the employee list before collection.sort, after collection.sort. Okay, now let's run the program. See, is it sorted, guys? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 6, 1, 2, 7, correct? It is sorted by employee ID, correct? So this is good. Okay, now I have implemented my employee and comparable in the compare to method, I'm calling the sorted by employee ID. So whenever they call the sort method and they don't pass any comparator, this will be executed. Now what I want is, I don't want sort by employee ID. I want sort by employee name. How can I do? Sort by employee name. Then you might be thinking that, sir, every time do I need to go to the employee class and change the logic here? See here, what is the ID I'm using? Employee ID. Now if I want employee name, do I need to change this code? If I change this, wherever the employee ID is used, that will not work, correct? So what now? So that means by default, if you are implementing a comparable, it will do one purpose. But whenever you are writing a program, Karthik is also a developer, and his requirement is to sort the employees by employee name. I have written this code, done. Now later Akash is coming, and for Akash, he got a requirement saying that you have an employee list and you want to sort it by employee name. If Akash is modifying this compare to method, like from employee ID to employee name, can I say mine will not work?
Yes.
Correct? But is that the right way to do?
No, you can't do.
No. So in this scenario, that means by default, Karthik has written sort by employee ID, correct? But Akash wants sort by employee name. That's where he has to write a comparator. So that means it is not a by default. See, generally what do you get, guys? By employee ID or by employee name?
ID only.
ID, correct? So, but in very rare scenarios, the name will come. It does not mean that it will never come. It will come, but it's very rare. So in that scenario, Akash should not change my implementation. If it is changed, then line number 89 will not work. So what Akash has to do? He has to create a new comparator and then write the code. I will explain that in the tomorrow class. Once we are done, then I will tell you. So in this way, we can do the array list or hash set, because these are allowing only one value, correct? Now, but again, if you want to sort a hash set, does the sort method takes a array set? Does the sort method takes a set
No.
object? No.
No.
Then how do you convert? So that means you need to convert the set object into a list object and then pass it, correct? I will tell you that also. And once that is done, we'll go into the linked list in the tomorrow class. Once the linked list is completed, then I'll come back to the these questions. Write a program to sort the hash map by keys, hash map by values. Why am I explaining? Because in order to sort the hash map by keys or values, internally you have to use a linked list. So you need to know what is a linked list. So that's the reason these two questions will be taken after the completion of a linked list topic. In tomorrow class, I will tell you how to sort by employee name. Okay. Any questions? Does anyone has any questions, guys? So Govindarajan, I hope you were able to understand, right?
Yeah, I'm able to understand.
You found some difference, right? From other
Yes.
tutors or something. I'll teach completely programmatical, and
Okay.
you watch the videos and let me know.
Yeah, sure. I will.
So if no question, that's all for today, guys. So there is a session that is happening on multi-threading. That is 8:30. If you are interested, you can join. Okay. Yeah. If no question, that's all for today. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day.